Hey, Billy back here to talk to you about the Royal Rumble. I've decided I'm going to continue to do predictions because I've done it for so long, just in a different way. So the Royal Rumble will happen this Sunday in Houston, Texas at Minute Maid Park. It'll be the 33rd annual event. The Royal Rumble, lives, careers change. Just last year, um, Becky Lynch was in the opening matchup against Asuka, challenged her for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She came up short. We thought that was it. Um, Lana was injured, trying to get to the ring. All 30 women had entered. Carmella came out. And just when we thought that was it, Becky came down and replaced um, Lana in the Royal Rumble match, and she ended up getting hurt herself, hurting her leg. And she pulled it out, showed what kind of guts she had, and she won the Royal Rumble match and became one of the first women with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey to main event WrestleMania. So lives and careers change. Sometimes you have to take other paths to get to WrestleMania, such as Kofi Kingston, who did not win the Rumble match or the Elimination Chamber, but organically made his way to WrestleMania. Seth Rollins won his Royal Rumble match and defeated Brock Lesnar in the opening contest to win the Universal Championship. So lives and careers will change this Sunday at the Royal Rumble event in Houston, Texas. Now, let's go through the matches in each one. Andrade against Humberto Carrillo. Those two have had their matches before. They've traded some wins. Andrade recently has become United States champion. He has become United States champion by beating Rey Mysterio with some help from Zelina Vega. He retained on Monday Night Raw in the ladder match and went to attack him on the concrete floor, and Humberto Carrillo saved him. This will be a very good, fast-paced match. Both of these individuals are very talented. I look for Andrade to retain to a very game Humberto Carrillo, but I think Andrade retains here. Zelina will probably get involved, but yeah, he will retain. Bayley and Lacey Evans. Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Lacey Evans. Now, recently, Sasha Banks and Bayley have brought Lacey's daughter into the mix. Mistake on their part. Or is it? Maybe they're trying to play on the emotions of Lacey Evans. And I know when your emotions are not in check, your focus may not be on the ring. So that could be the one advantage Bayley could try to exploit. But on the other hand, Lacey is more motivated than she's ever been before. She is now a face, and this could be Lacey's night. However, I do think Lacey wins the championship here to maybe later feud with Sasha Banks at WrestleMania for the championship. But I do see Lacey using that anger to her advantage and walking into WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's Championship. Next up, Shorty G versus Sheamus. Sheamus came back after some time away and got in just great shape again. And he beat the holy hell out of Shorty G upon his return after he was already taken out. Is he underestimating Shorty G? Shorty G embraces his size. He's a smaller guy, but he's a very good athlete. And I think that Sheamus may have bit off a little more than he can chew here. And I think Shorty G will defeat Sheamus. Next up, we have Roman Reigns against King Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Lately, King Corbin has went as far as to attack Roman Reigns, handcuff him to the post, and pour dog food on him. So I think Roman Reigns gets ticked off and wins. I think King Corbin will have some help from Rude, Ziggler, in the Revival, but Reigns has some Usos ready to go. This is going to be a hell of a match. I hope, though, that they don't take away from the match by having all the interference like they did at TLC. But I think Roman Reigns gets his revenge and shows King Corbin who the big dog really is. Becky against Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Becky has had the championship since WrestleMania after defeating Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat in a historic WrestleMania. Now, Becky has not been able to figure out Asuka. Asuka has the green mist now, and she also has Kairi Sane. The question is, can Becky finally defeat the person who has got one up on her every time? And, Jerry Lawler was talking about how it seems like a lot of wrestlers in their career have that one opponent they can't figure out, they can't beat. Becky has not been able to figure out Asuka. I think Becky will figure out Asuka, and I think Becky retains the championship and rolls into WrestleMania with a lot of momentum. The hottest thing in wrestling right now, as far as storyline goes, a good character, I think Becky retains here. Next up, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt against Daniel Bryan for the WWE Universal Championship in a strap match. You must touch all four corners, all four top turnbuckles in order to retain. I think this will be a fight. The Fiend has a new Mick Foley vibe, but a new kind of feel that we have not seen in a while. Good character development. He acts like the Joker and his normal self, and then he turns into the Fiend, this twisted, sick, demented character. And then you have Daniel Bryan, who's the one person who has actually been able to challenge the Fiend. I think this is the best story-driven matchup in years. These two had a match at a Royal Rumble a number of years ago, and it was a great match. I think this match should take place after the Men's Rumble. That way, if Daniel does lose, fans can't argue that Daniel should have been thrown to the Rumble match. They should have the Men's Rumble match right before this for a smart booking decision. But I think this will be a fight. I think The Fiend takes his first loss here, and Daniel Bryan becomes your WWE Universal Championship. But as far as character and story drive goes, this has been the most intriguing thing they've done in a while. So I think this is the match I'm really invested in. And then, of course, up next, we have the men's and women's. 30 men and 30 women will compete in their respective Royal Rumble matches. For the women's side of things, only 4 superstars as of today have been announced. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Sarah Logan. Charlotte Flair is always a favorite. She's the type of woman that can go out there and dominate with her athletic ability. And she's looking to go for an 11th championship. Alexa Bliss, she herself has also held several championships. Nikki Cross, she's held the tag championship. She has yet to hold a singles title, but she could do some damage with her unpredictability and her style. Sarah Logan, another underestimated person. If we're based on these 4, I got to give it to Charlotte, Alexa being close, but I predict Shayna Baszler makes her debut at the Royal Rumble as her first Royal Rumble match, and she wins and challenges Becky for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. On the men's things, we have announced Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. I'm going to break down each point. Roman Reigns, first one to announce, always a favorite. Look for him to get a lot of eliminations, possibly win. He's a heavy favorite going into this match. You have Brock Lesnar, who is entering. He claims nobody is worthy of challenging him for his championship. So Brock is going to enter at number 1, and according to Paul Heyman and him, he is going to dominate and eliminate everybody in the match and get rid of 29 opponents and head to WrestleMania. It could be a Bray versus Brock, or whoever wins the title, a double title match to make one. That could be a way they go. But I don't look for him to win. I look for him to get some eliminations, but I don't look for him to win. AJ Styles, good athlete, another guy that can do some damage in the Royal Rumble match. He made his debut as the number 3 entrant his first year. Eric Rowan, big guy, could do some damage. I don't look for him to win, but he could get an elimination or 2. Randy Orton, former 2-time Rumble winner. He's a guy that you have to watch out for. Maybe he's going to go for 3 here. Rey Mysterio came in at number 2. He knows what it takes to win the Royal Rumble match. He still has something left to give. I think he'll have a good performance. Ricochet, good athlete. We could see a good save from him. I don't look for him to win, but look for him to have a large impact. Drew McIntyre, been on a roll as of late in all things WWE. He could come out and surprise people and win this thing. Elias, entertaining. I look for him to have some fun. I don't look for him to win. King Corbin, another guy that could be in the finals, but having a match with Roman earlier in the night, depending on how it goes, I don't see him winning. Ziggler, a guy you can never underestimate, had one of the best performances in Survivor Series history. He does not get enough credit where credit's due. He could go out there and do some damage. Otis and Tucker, depending on the number they draw, they could go out there and really team up and get some eliminations. Rusev, been on a roll as of late. Him and Lashley, both in the Rumble. If they run into each other, look for them to eliminate each other or to focus on each other. Aleister Black, here's a guy that could be a underdog pick here. Been kicking some butt lately. He's got the best of Buddy Murphy every time they've been in the ring. He's doing well. Look for him to make a long run and maybe make the finals here. Buddy Murphy just joined Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. He is very good in the ring. We'll see how his hard-hitting Smash Mouth style plays out in the Royal Rumble matchup. Braun Strowman, 6'8". You cannot count out Braun Strowman in any situation. Look for him to have a large impact in this matchup. And he holds the record for most eliminations, but they also didn't tell you that's a 50-man Royal Rumble, and 30. Roman still has the record. Shinsuke Nakamura, former Rumble winner himself. He's been doing some big things with the Intercontinental Championship. We've never in the history of the Rumble seen the Intercontinental Champion win, so I don't look for him to win, but I look for him to have some help from Cesaro and Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins had an interesting year for sure. He's a guy that won last year. Look for him to try to repeat. Kevin Owens, guy is on fire right now, one of the hottest stars in the industry. The fans are behind him. Samoa Joe, another guy that could do some damage. My pick, though, out of these people, not considering any surprises or anyone that hasn't officially announced, I predict Roman Reigns is going to be your Royal Rumble winner and is going to go on to main event WrestleMania once again. And that will take place in Tampa, Florida, April 5th. So tune in to the Royal Rumble on the WWE Network, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And you will see 30 men and 30 women compete in the Royal Rumble matches. And the road to WrestleMania starts Sunday. We will see you in Houston.